Hello and welcome to Shed TV. My name's Keith. In this episode I'm going to be looking at a Makita battery impact screwdriver and a Makita battery drill that I bought on eBay. Over the last few years I've invested in quite a number of Makita 18V LXT battery tools. I've got quite a good selection of batteries, chargers and drills and whatnot now, and I'm always on the lookout for more to supplement what I've got. Whether I genuinely need it or not, I quite often find myself trawling through the pages of eBay, seeing what kind of second-hand bargains I can find. It's worth saying that, and I think I've probably said it on previous videos, that there's a lot of rubbish on eBay in the battery tool kind of world. A lot of tools that have been worked to death and really not worth bothering with. At the same time, if you pick carefully through it, you can actually find some genuine bargains. And I've been quite lucky. I've had no battery failures at all, and I think I've bought, I want to say 6 or possibly 8 18V LXT batteries, same as that one there, and they've all been absolutely fine. I've had one chuck failure on a drill. It's actually, I think it was one of these DHP459s had a chuck failure on it. It might even have been this one because that looks quite new. And I've had one that the gearbox, or certainly this part of the gearbox here, is packed up on. That's awaiting repair at the moment. Apart from that, I've had a great deal of success with my second-hand purchases. So obviously there are pitfalls. As I said a second ago, a lot of tools get absolutely trashed on building sites and thrown in the back of vans every day and such like. But there are some out there that are in reasonably quite good order. This one, this one's probably not a good example of that because it looks like it's had quite a hard life. But there we go, works all right. I'm not going to go on about how to pick your way through what's good and what's not on eBay. That's a fairly subjective. It's a subjective opinion. One thing that I do look for though is listings that have been made that aren't likely to attract very many searches. For example, where there's not very much information in the title bar, such as the model number of the item, the drill, whatever it is. Perhaps where it doesn't say LXT or 18V or something like that, or there's a spelling error, which is rare these days, and generally spelling errors tend to get picked up anyway. But they are out there. Items that have been listed in the wrong category, and so on and so on. And in that kind of vein, I found this listing, which, as you can see, doesn't really say very much at all in the title, and the spelling's not brilliant. And in the description, it doesn't say anything else. It doesn't say what model numbers this impact screwdriver and drill are, and the photograph doesn't give it away either. There's only that one photograph. So I looked at this and I thought, well, I don't really know what I'm looking at here. The guy's asking 150 quid for it for 3 batteries. I can identify the batteries. That's no problem. They're both. Oops, something falling over there. They're both 3 amp hour batteries, exactly the same as that one. Both. They're 3, aren't they? Three batteries, exactly the same as that. So I spent a bit of time trying to blow up the photograph and make out what the model number was on the side, on the panel. This isn't the actual drill, this is another one just for example purposes, but trying to look at this panel here to see what the number of each one was. And they're both partly obscured. If you look at that photograph, you'll see that it's not possible to read them off. So I ended up looking at the shape of the bodies and searching images on Google until I was able to establish exactly which 2 drills I was looking at there. And as I'd suspected in the first place, purely from looking at the back end, this is an old-fashioned brushed motor, and the brushless ones tend to have a sort of panel around here that looks a bit different. I thought they were brushless units, and I've written it down here. DTD129 is the impact screwdriver, and DHP459 is the drill. So they're fairly sort of entry-level impact driver and drills. I suspect they probably came together as a kit with a case and perhaps 2 batteries and a charger. The charger's gone missing. maybe they came with 3 batteries, who knows. And looking at second-hand values of those sort of items, they can both be had for around about 40-50 quid each, and the batteries around about 25 quid mark each. So what I'm talking about here is good usable second-hand, not necessarily pristine, but not absolutely knackered. So what you're looking at there in total is about 175 quid's worth, probably top line, in terms of second hand. If they turn out to be absolutely trashed, the drills are probably worth £10 a piece for spares and not working, or whatever that category is called, and the batteries probably 5 or 6 quid, maybe 10 quid a piece. People do refurbish them. So you'd be looking there at, you know, perhaps recouping 50-60 quid. It makes the asking price of 150 quid seem a little bit steep, because that's a gamble to the tune of 100 quid if they turn out to be all knackered. So I thought I'd offer him, I'd make an offer on it. It was a 150 quid bite now, or accepts offers, and I think I offered him 75 quid for it, which he rejected. Came back with another offer, and I made a counter offer of 100 quid, which surprisingly he took. So that was 100 quid plus £10 postage, and I bought 2 completely unknown quantities. Here they are. Still in the wrapper. I've not opened them yet. I thought I would open them live on my video, and then you can share in my horror when I realise that I've just thrown 100 quid down the lav. Alright then, let's get it open and see what we've got. Alright then, let's have a look at what we've got. 3 batteries. They've all got the star marking on them, which shows that they're a later model battery that have the onboard chip or whatever it is that talks to the drill to prolong battery life. None of them has got the life indicator on the end that the very latest ones have. A bit knocked around. Looks like putty on this one. A bit messy. Same with that one. Yeah, they've certainly had a bit of a hard life. Let's have a look at the drill. Well, it's all there. A bit worn. Impact driver. I'm going to stick one of these batteries on this impact driver and see if it runs. Blows dust into my eyes. No, that seems to work alright. Let's try another battery. Yeah, a lot of dust coming out of there. Cement dust maybe. A bit slower that one. Well, all those batteries work. It's a good start, isn't it? Onto the drill. Mind my eyes this time. That's running at full speed. Half speed. Full speed reverse. Half speed reverse. Does the chuck do up? Oh, blimey. That's very graunchy, but it does do up. Well, as I say, they've certainly look like they've had hard paper around, but they are working. Oh, I didn't check the numbers, did I? DHP459 is what I thought this one was, and indeed it is. And what was it? DTD129, this one. Alright, well, at least I identified them correctly, so that's good. Well, I have to say I'm quite pleased with that. I brought my two battery chargers into the house because they're a bit noisy when they're running. It's going to be irritating on the video. Let's stick one of those on, see what we get. Single red light, that's good news. That means that one's charging. Let's have a look at this one. Single red light, good news. Ah, and look at that one. That's gone red and green, that means that's nearly charged. Now let's just pop this one off for a moment. Try and do this one-handed, not looking through the camera. Single red, so that's taking a charge as well. Well, I'd call that a triumph. All three of those batteries capable of taking a charge. Right then, while those batteries are reaching full charge, I'm going to give this impact driver first of all a bit of a clean. I've got some air duster here, canned air. I would normally use my compressor, but I haven't got it hooked up at the moment. So I'm just going to squirt a bit of this in and try and blow out any dust that's in there. Quite a bit in there. This is some electrical switch cleaner, so I'm just going to squirt a bit of this into the switch, funnily enough, and the changeover switch. I'm going to work those. I'm also going to spray a small amount into the grills at the back where the motor is. And onto the contacts on the battery plate. Just give that a wipe over on the case while we're waiting for it to dry off inside. And I'll borrow the battery from this drill. Pop that on. A little bit of XCP1, it's a bit like W40. Put a little bit of that on the, what do you call that? It's like a chuck, isn't it? Give that a bit of a clean. I think it probably won't hurt to put a little bit around the switch as well. I'm going to use a bit of this universal degreaser on a cloth as a cleaning agent to give the case a bit of a clean up. And then finally a bit of XCP1 just over the case. Keep any metal parts protected, and it doesn't do any harm to the plastic, makes it look quite shiny as well. Right, I'm going to give exactly the same treatment to the drill, but I won't bore you with that. That's all cleaned, lubricated and ready to go. Obviously I've done the switch and selector in the same way as I did with the screwdriver, so that's all working well. I've also put switch cleaner and lubricant into the speed selector on the top there, so we've got fast and slow. This gearbox mechanism was quite stiff, so I've cleaned and lubricated that. As you can see, that's moving freely now, both on the torque control, which is working well, and on the selector for drill, screwdriver or hammer drill. That's all working well, and I've now got the chuck running nice and free as well. So that's all pretty good. all three batteries, despite their somewhat well used appearance, they've actually taken a full charge. So I'm very pleased about that. There's no real telling with these sort of batteries how long they'll last, but they're working now, which is as good as you can expect for any second-hand drill battery. Right then, that's the batteries cleaned up. They've come up all right. Managed to get most of that sticky stuff, paint, whatever it is, that was all over them, off them, and put some switch cleaner in the contacts, so they should connect properly to the drills. Drilling machine working fine, impact driver fine, spare battery. So for an hour at the bench, was that worth it? Yeah, I think it was. I know it's not absolutely necessary to have gone to the trouble of cleaning the paint and gunge off those, but I like to keep my tools clean. It also means at the end of the day you can give them a quick wipe over and put them away, and you're not pulling out some horrible messy cakes up tool out of your toolbox. So am I pleased with my £100 or £110 if you include postage purchase? Yes, I am. I think the gamble's paid off. Both these machines seem to be absolutely fine. I'm yet to try them in anger, but they're working on the bench. The batteries work. The electronic chargers are a pretty good indicator of the condition of the batteries, and they all three seem absolutely fine. So I think it's fair to say that gamble's paid off. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please write a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and maybe I'll see you again in a future video. Cheers then, bye bye.